Okay, so we are wrapping up the red zone missions for the worldwide download celebration drop for Metal Cooler Core and Cell Max. This is the last one. We are on to the Terrifying Conquerors team for Metal Cooler Core. So very similar to the build you guys saw if you watched the video for Cell Max, where we're just mainly going to be running the squad through Cooler and just making sure that he is putting in work at all times. We have a couple, like maybe not a couple slot 1 tanks or anything like that, but we do have a decent setup for him. So right here, this is a good situation because we have type advantage for Metal Cooler and we can get him built up very quickly with the hits that he's taking. What I want to do is float off that cooler though, because we want to get him linked up with another with the LR cooler when we're in. It's time for the big fight, right? So with the support that Turles is giving, I think we should be just fine right here. And this, like I said, this will let the Metal Cooler unit build up. And we also have a get out of jail free card with the free revival that he would potentially have. So, you know, we see a potentially bad situation. We could easily just go ahead and fix that. But he nullified the super right there and is also building up on these hits. So now, you know, he's going to look significantly more impressive because we are kind of putting him in an environment where, you know, he really can shine, right? Like he's going to look much better like this. So, this is one of those cases where he's actually like, you know, not being set up to fail and stuff like that and isn't just like in the way of slander, right? Like this is the objective isn't this video to be like, oh, Metal Cooler's pretty good, but it's also like, you know, he can be ran, right? Especially when we're kind of going back to content that he was made for, it makes things a little bit easier, right? So just gonna go ahead and do that and we are good to go. So yeah, then this cooler also lowers attack, and then obviously the LR Metal Cooler lowers attack as well, or not the LR Metal Cooler, but the LR Final Form Cooler lowers attack. So you know, we're really going to be pretty safe from a super in this phase. When we get to the next phase is when things kind of, shit kind of hits the fan, right? So we'll go ahead and get this animation in as well. We got some intros coming. Piccolo's going to do his babbling, and then we're going to get, you know, Cooler's going to go ahead and do his. So we have a second to look over things, if you will, right? So there you go, right? Yeah, go ahead. I know you got a whole bunch of ground to break and all that. I get it, dude. I swear, I do. Okay, so we are good. You can see my mouse a little bit. Okay, so what we want is to run the rainbow one in slot 1. Are you link leveled? You are link leveled, thank God. I got kind of nervous there. I'm like, that attack doesn't look that much higher than mine. But he is link leveled, so we are good. My junior should be fine right here because Cooler's going to be lowering his attack on every single one of these supers. And if my junior also is just like, you know, inherently really good defensively, so won't be an issue whatsoever. And then, you know, we do have a little bit of an issue with him in slot 2. Our next phase, because he will be type disadvantage, but we should be fine because Cooler, hopefully by that time, will be kind of just like in position to cook, right? Like we'll be just fine on that, so that will be fine. But you know, we do have a little bit of a ways to go, so we shall see. So we go boom, 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 boom. There we go. Yeah, nice crit. Lower your attack. Damage here doesn't matter, but the attack lowering certainly does help. Could be worse, could be better. So there we go. Yep, who's he supering right here? This is Cooler. After all those lowering of attacks, we should be good to go. Yep, 75. And then it was just one defensive lowering. We should be good. My junior doing his thing. Should tank just fine. Again, like his attack's also been lowered multiple times at this point. So, again, nothing to worry about there. Letting him do his supers. This is always just kind of like an annoying phase of this fight. Just because like we're literally just stuck here not doing anything. Because like we literally just can't kill him here, right? So it's like you see all these supers and you're like, yo, no way, and stuff like that, but it's just like, okay, like it literally means nothing. It's just kind of like delaying, right? We're just stalling at this point, and then we have a whole nother turn of this. So knowing now, this is when this cooler is going to do 4 supers or something like that, but then, you know, when we get to the Metal Cooler Core where he can actually do damage, he's going to be like, no, me just want to do 2. You know what I mean? So there you go, right? Okay, boom, 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 1.5, nice. Yeah, see, he didn't do that many supers that time, and honestly, I'm okay with that, because this cooler, we're only going to see, like, one more time, something like that. Yeah, exactly. We're getting units to build up, and then something I didn't catch until now is we have Golden Frieza in slot 7, so now we're going to be getting his damage reduction for the longest amount of time that you could within the fight, right? So, in theory, I could throw this guy onto slot 1, we could float off Turles, and then we have a nice tank to throw with the coolers, right? So, excuse me, what we'll be able to do with this setup is maybe like we have the support item or the support memory going, so I'm not going to call it no item run or anything like that, but we could potentially just get away with not having to use any. But we'll go ahead and let him do this, and then Metal Cooler's pretty built up, so we're good there. And we also have the support coming in from Turles, so he should look fine. You know, Golden Freezer right here is going to get a little bit of build up, but he also has that damage reduction as well. So he's going to tank this just fine. We're going to lose a little bit of damage reduction on the next turn, but it's not going to be to the point where we're taking a ton of damage. You know, 5.9 right there is, I think that said 5.9. It's really small on my screen right now. Wasn't looking at the phone. So we shall see, but boom, 5.7 mil. Like, yeah, we did all this and we haven't even done a bar health yet. Like, that's what I'm talking about. So, or have we done a bar health? Yeah, no, we haven't. We literally just did. So, yeah, 8.9 right there is pretty good for Metal Cooler. And then what we'll do is more than likely float him off. So, you know, if he's in like that danger zone of like slot 3 or something like that, and, you know, he potentially takes like a bad super, it won't really matter because, you know, he'll just revive if he dies, right? So that's fine. And that's the, you know, the role that LR Metal Cooler plays, right? Where you get the utility out of him when he has his revive that he's you're able to get. It just helps out a lot. So this right here could be a potential damage spot, but I'm not sure. We have lowered his attack a decent bit. Yeah, 296. That's not awful, but that's also not great. Definitely don't want to go into the Metal Cooler core with like lower HP, so that is a bit unfortunate. But is Cooler sealed? Yeah, of course he is. So 440k defense. That's seal, and Turles taking that super, unfortunately, he kind of breaks up my plan a little bit here. So Cooler is at 6 out of 7 links like this. He's not going to be able to get legendary power, so I'll just throw him in slot 1 because we have damage reduction going. I'm cool with that. Unlucky. Just a bad break there, but what can you do? What we'll do next turn is we will have, you know, what up, Messi, if you say that, Messi, YE. 503, appreciate you, bud. I'm sure that was you. So boom, there we go. He's doing his thing, so 7.9 right there. It's almost 8 million right there, so that'll help for sure. We just want to get him as much damage in as we possibly can. So, like, you know, if you want to do 5 supers right here and crit on all of them, that's what we want, right? So, obviously not doing that, but still doing a decent damage, right? He chunked out almost 3 bars of HP on his own, so... you know, looking at that next turn, he should be good to go. And then on the next time that we see him, he will also have that support coming in from Turles. So as long as, you know, the Metal Cooler core doesn't bully us and do that thing where he seals Cooler. I know now that I brought it up, he'll do it, but we should be good to go. So, yeah, with the Whis active right there, that just gave us double digits. And we knew that after all those supers, that was going to be double digits. So, you know, now we have the TUR Cooler doing like a little bit of damage, but unfortunately, he got cucked, right? So 6.9 right here. If he does an additional, I believe he'll be over 8 million. So, again, very impressive numbers, but this is type disadvantage, so I don't believe this will be doing much damage whatsoever. Honestly, 3.1 right there is pretty good, all things considered. But now, Metal Cooler can just revive. We'll do the active skill real quick. Just go ahead and get that free damage in. You know, you never say no to free damage, right? So that'll help out a decent bit as well. So boom, here we go. Here we go. I like this part right here. Like, if you skip this, it's just mad funny. Because he starts just going like, gah, 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 gah. You know what I mean? Here it comes. There it is. Okay, so boom. Now we'll just throw Cooler in slot 1. I'm cool with that. Honestly, I should have thrown him in slot 2. I'm too lazy to quit out. We're just gonna go. We have a damage reduction item active going. It's fine. We're just gonna go. Oh, maybe I shouldn't. Because Metal Cooler would have linked up with him a little bit better, and then Frieza would have been the ideal slot 1 tank there. So that was a bit of a misplay, but with the item active, I'm feeling pretty loose. I feel like that won't be like a game-changing issue, if you will, right? Like, we'll just be fine. So, you know, we're really just kind of here for this other turn to do the damage. Just this one is just don't die, and I believe the way we have this set up, we won't die. So we'll be able to fulfill the role that we wanted anyway. So here we go. Boom, boom, boom. 2 million right there. Is this critting? It's not. So there we go. We're down to the 4th bar of HP, and then on the next turn, I believe we might be able to do Cooler's active skill, and if we do that, we are going to be able to supernova this bad boy. Quite, you know, we'll be able to, you know, do a decent number on him, right? And then he's sealed Metal Cooler, of course, so, you know, the Metal Cooler core, if it wants the Super Cooler right there, or Metal Cooler, we should be good to go because, you know, if he does catch us and we take a lot of damage, we'll revive anyway, so, and if that doesn't work, yeah, this will be fine right here because, you know, Golden Freeze has still got his damage reduction on top of what the Whis is giving us. So here we go. Boom. Yeah, double digits. We knew that wasn't doing anything. And then Cooler is pretty well built up at this point, but even like 84, I know he's taking a lot per normal right there, but even if he had ended up dying, we would have been fine. Thank you. Okay, so you know how I was talking about that Turles support? Well, that just went out the fucking window. Okay, that's cool. Do what you got to do, man. I get it. So what we'll do is we'll throw, it doesn't even matter. We'll just go ahead and do that. This active skill is going to hit like a Mack truck. So I don't know if this is going to one-shot him, but I definitely know it's going to sting at the very least. So worst case scenario, we just pop an item or something like that. Biggest Dokkan shot, the 7th anniversary. 10k stones to get 1 copy. That's rough, man. I'm surprised you still kept going. All right, how much is this doing? 11 million. If that was a crit, that might have, like, you know, finished the job right there. So yeah, so he only has 1 hit. Let's just play it safe. I only have 1 attempt today, so let's just get the Whis out of the way. I don't really like using Whis during like tutorials and stuff like that, but you know, I think you guys get the point. Like, you know, when you're doing it yourself, just for like a little mission, you should just be like, it's whatever, right? So 15.8 million right there, almost 16 million from Cooler. That should wrap this up, right? If you got to do 1 more super, that's fine, I guess. Yeah, of course, he's got to do that. So yeah, we get 1 more super in. So there we go. That is all of the new red zone missions. Unfortunately, these do not count for stones for me just this second, but at least I've got the videos out of the way. I managed to be pretty productive with this one. So there you go. All the red zone missions done. Coming up. Again, this is a pretty easy one. They didn't. If this was like the Goku Black stage, it would have been a little different. But nah, Metal Cooler is definitely old. He's aged out a little bit at this point. So let me know what you guys think of the run down below. Leave a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you are new, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.